Medicaid is a needs-based insurance program that's run by every individual state. It is both federally and state funded, and there is not a cap on age. So despite being 60, 65, as long as you meet their requirements for eligibility, you can be enrolled in their services. So especially for individuals over age 65, I think it's important to understand the different types of Medicaid available to you. The first is going to be what's called long-term care Medicaid. So we've talked about this in a few different videos. This is the type of Medicaid utilized to help pay for nursing home care, not skilled nursing facility care, but specifically custodial nursing home care. So in this type of Medicaid, as long as you meet the eligibility, you've enrolled, they will help contribute towards the cost of care for your nursing home facility. And in some states, they also have waivers where you can get additional assistance for things like in-home care, which is custodial, not skilled need care, also assisted living, also adult medical day. Every state has different requirements. Every state has different things that they're going to, provide assistance with. Every single one is going to be different, and it's not the same across the board. For my particular state in Maryland, our long-term care Medicaid will help to pay towards the cost of care for nursing home stays, as well as assisted living up to $3,100 a month, adult medical day, and in-home care services, depending on your care plan that you've created with your provider. The second type of Medicaid is going to be your community Medicaid, and this is going to come in the form of Medicare savings programs, and these are going to be run again by the state. So it's important that you follow whatever rules are associated with your particular Department of Social Services to make sure, if you're eligible, that you actually get enrolled. The three types of the programs are going to be QIMBY, SLIMBY, and QI. So the first one is called QIMBY. That is a qualified Medicare beneficiary. This is going to be the most comprehensive of the three plans. They're going to cover Part A and Part B. They are also the premiums. They're also going to cover your deductibles, your co-pays, and your co-insurances, which is incredibly wonderful if you are living on a very minimal income. So especially my clients who have had SSI their whole entire lives, which right now it's $9.94 in my state per month. It's not a whole lot. And if you need to pay for premiums, your money is going to be dwindling really, really quickly. Especially for individuals that I've worked with who do not have a work history, getting Part A is incredibly problematic because you do have to have worked those 40 quarters to be able to get premium-free Part A. So especially my low-income folks who have no work history, the QIMBY has been absolutely wonderful for them to be able to access so that they can have, needed skilled nursing facility, hospice, or hospital care through Part A. The next tier is going to be SLIMBY, and this is a special low-income Medicare beneficiary. This one's not quite as comprehensive as QIMBY. They're going to pay your Part B premiums, which is still great. You're getting something, per month, but they're not going to cover all of those extra goodies like QIMBY would. And for these individuals, your income is just a slightly higher tier than QIMBY members. And then the last is called QI, and this is a qualified individual. The income is going to be a little bit higher again than both QIMBY and SLIMBY. And this is on a first-come, first-served basis. So there are going to be caps in your state for however many folks can enroll in this per year. So you do want to get your enrollment done pretty early. Don't fret though, like if you don't get in this year, always reapply and make sure, maybe you'll get in next year. This again will help to pay your Part B premiums. You can again have a little bit higher of an income, not terribly higher, but again, it has have a cap, so just make sure that you apply early. And then as always, please, please, please make sure that you keep up on your reauthorizations. Do whatever it is that the DSS or whoever manages your Medicaid applications in your state says to do to maintain your enrollment, because the last thing you want is to find out that you're suddenly on the hook for all these premiums and co-pays because you're no longer enrolled in either QIMBY, SLIMBY, or QI. So just make sure that you keep up with that, because you can, unfortunately, I've seen people get unenrolled, and you do not want to be in that predicament. It is a pain in the tush. So those are the two types of Medicaid that folks can utilize that are over the age of 65. Again, we've got community versus long-term care Medicaid, and that's the breakdown.